talk to you about the third warning that the writer is giving to his audience this morning. And that third warning is about the failure to grow spiritually. Concerning him, we have much to say, and it's hard to explain, since you have become dull of hearing. For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you have need again for someone to teach you the elementary principles of the oracles of God. And you've come to need milk and not solid food. There are three indicators here, and I want to share them with you about being a spiritually immature person. Three of them here. First of all, you ought to be able to teach somebody something. Doesn't mean that you have to have an official teaching title. But if you are a wife, or if you're a husband, or if you are a parent, or if you are a young person who has a friend, or if you are single and you have somebody who you're in relationship with in any capacity, then you have somebody to teach. Listen to what he says. Verse 12, you should by now, here's part of the problem, you should be a teacher teaching someone. So he asks them, I want you to mature. That is the objective in Christianity. It's not money, it's not attendance, it's not clothes. Second of all, he says, part of the problem of being spiritually immature is that you are a baby needing milk. But he says at some point, babies only consume that which their digestive system can utilize, and it's just milk to start off with. But at some point, those children grow teeth. They want something of substance. They don't stay on milk forever. Thirdly, this third indicator is simply this. The writer says that if you stay a child for too long, you don't develop the spiritual discipline. It's the idea of growing spiritually and being trained and exercised spiritually and developing so you can at least do two things. You can discern between good and evil. At some point, I have to begin to understand whatever culturally I was accustomed to in my childhood, in my youth, that was socially acceptable. There are things in the kingdom of God that don't relate. Everyone who partakes of milk is not accustomed to what he calls the word of righteousness. They ought to at least, every child of God ought to at least be able to communicate the gospel on what it takes to become right with God. None of us have the capacity or the personal ability to make ourselves right. We should have understood that at some point. Based on our historic experience, I could not change myself.